we need to address the demand for commercial sex. If we're really going to put a dent in this, we can train as many frontline workers, drivers, employees out there. We can deploy as much training as possible. But unless we change that normalized behavior, unless we address the demand for commercial sex, we're just kind of beating our head against the wall in some sense. We can really put a stop to this crime where it starts. We have a saying, and it's been heard before, but you know, if there's if there's no buyer, there's no victim, and you have no sex trafficking. And so to really focus on some of those issues as it relates to the demand for commercial sex, pornography is probably one of those. Unfortunately, with the internet, it allows for a larger platform for exploitation out there. It also, again, reinforces some of those toxic traits and behaviors, those normalized behaviors. I know in my personal experience, especially working human trafficking cases in, say, Southeast Asia, there's a lot of times where I'd actually see, fathers indoctrinate their sons into, manhood or sexuality by taking them to red light districts or strip clubs. I think the same thing may be happening with pornography online. Particularly young men and women, are going here and they're viewing this. And so if we're not having these tough conversations, if parents or adults aren't having healthy messages as it relates to intimacy, as it relates to relationships, then a lot of our youth are going to learn it from pornography. They're going to see it on the internet. And again, I think we have to be proactive in having that conversation, because unfortunately, there's too many examples these days of where that's sliding into social media, or there's links there, or just out of curiosity. And so if that's where they're learning about what sex should be, they're learning a lot of unhealthy messages. It also, pornography portrays a lot of unhealthy images in regards to intimacy. And so, if you're looking at things that may involve violence, that may involve harm, it also has been proven in a number of different studies that pornography actually encourages one intent to actually have the courage to go out in society and then actually purchase commercial sex. And so, pornography is actually kind of pouring fuel on an issue that has existed forever. Human trafficking, human exploitation has been around for a long time. But I think with pornography and the internet, it's really fueled this fire even more. On the other side of that screen, people don't know what that individuals experiencing. They don't know whether they're a willing participant or not. But what we've known and from hearing from survivors is that oftentimes they aren't willing participants. Many tactics such as force or coercion, fraud are being used on people in vulnerable situations for that pornography. And so that pornography consumption adds to the demand. That demand is really fueling that desire. And so, I think that pornography industry is so large, has that access now that has made it so easier for people to be able to to engage in, has again just really led to misbeliefs, misconceptions about what is healthy and what isn't healthy out there.